Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here on Midday Kentucky. Troy is continuing his long weekend off, but he will be back here on the table tomorrow. So we're lucky to have David joining us for a Monday. Hey,
Love
David.
being with you ladies. Start my week off right.
How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. It was fabulous. I got so much wedding stuff done. It's all
Yeah?
I did. I was like, Brandy was like, this, flowers. You know, we're about to get like the invitations out. And,
You're in crunch time, right? June?
Yeah.
P.S. I think I sent you all some text messages saying I need some addresses.
Yeah,
so
that
I'm just
became one of
saying.
those really long group texts, so I just didn't read it or respond. You know, sometimes you're in a group text,
Yeah.
and there's so many messages flying
exactly
through.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, David.
I'm coming after both of you. Let it be known.
I wanted a personal text.
Okay, I got that. I got that.
How was your weekend, Lisa? I finally got Lisa out to Whole Foods night, the $6 date.
Yes, she did. We did the $6 date. It was so awesome. I loved it. Actually, Doug and I, we had a great time. And we brought the kids. Katie was like, oh, you can bring the kids. They have games and things like that. And I thought, really? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I brought the boys. I brought the boys, and that's a challenge in itself. But no, they were like, they had so much fun, and they were playing the checkers and cornhole with strangers. I mean, they were just like going up talking and
Meet and greet.
Oh, it was crazy. It really was.
And how about life-size Jenga? It's so much fun.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It was really fun. We had a
Little
good time.
boom.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever been to Wildside Winery in Versailles?
Is that?
No,
I
I
don't
have
think
not.
so.
I just went there yesterday. I'm trying to explore a little more, so I need to get out to Woodford County a little more. And it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Went with Amber, and we had a good time. So you guys got to check it out.
Awesome.
I bet you two were wild out there.
Twist my arm.
Oh, yeah. It's wild and
is like-
crazy. But you know, I love a good deal. And for $6, you get to try 8 wines. It's just, a little bit. But
awesome.
Yeah.
it's fun. So you guys got to check it out, or give us some tips on wineries that we should check out. I know there's a
$12
bunch around
weekend.
here. $12 weekend. You're right. I like it. Well, David, you are stepping up to the plate today,
That's right.
taking over for Troy with the Olympic update, right?
Poor Troy and poor Australia. But
For us, but
We'll get
we'll
to that
listen
in a
anyway.
our top 3 for the Olympics remains the same. Norway is first with 39 gold medals. Germany is in second with 31 medals. And then you have Canada coming in third with 29 medals. USA is still holding a strong fourth with 23 medals, 9 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze. So again, Australia, they've got 3 medals.
And they're in 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 20th. Troy, I'm sorry. Tell Australia
is what
to
it
step
is.
it up a little. So,
right.
Troy's
But it
not
was
there
cool.
to help. That's the problem.
Well,
They're missing
little
their
cheer.
cheerleader.
Maybe that's why
That
he
is-
took the day off. Maybe he was in
So go,
South
go,
Korea.
Go.
Yeah, who knows? Well, I wanted to start things off with something I saw kind of being shared around on Facebook this morning. It was this therapist saying that it was okay to swear in front of your kids.
Oh.
So before I dive a little more into it, what do you guys think? I think we're all guilty of a slip around a child in our whole life. You have to have done it, right?
Right,
Or
yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, it slipped out a few times.
Real talk. Come on, Mama.
So I'm glad that it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, we do try to watch it around the kids all the time. But yeah, it does happen. I mean, it does slip out, and and unfortunately, it did get repeated by my son when he was my 13-year-old. Now back when he was probably about 3.
Okay.
He repeated the sh word, and
Right.
it popped out, and he said it to Grandma and Granddad. So that wasn't
no.
really good.
So you're doing a great job with these kids,
Yes,
Lisa.
yeah, we need to talk.
What would your reaction be from maybe a babysitter or someone that something runs over their foot? You know what I mean? Like in a
Yeah.
situation like this, and they slip that word. Are
I
you
don't
upset,
think
or you kind of
that's
understand?
kind
And you know what? I
you know,
understand. I do.
yeah.
I mean, I get it. It just depends. I mean, it can't be just another word in every other sentence. You know
Right,
what I mean?
okay.
But if it is something where they injure themselves or hurt themselves, sometimes you just
Little
can't help
slip.
it. Yeah,
Right.
it just
Yeah.
slips out. So
What do you think, David?
It's going to happen.
Did your parents ever curse around you?
Yeah, they really didn't. But this weekend, one of my buddies brought his little girl over, and we were just hanging out at the house. And she's like 2,
Okay.
ish, and he would he just kind of says it real mildly, and I was like, oh gosh, she's a little sponge. She's gonna be running around cussing and
Swearing like a sailor.
But then I was like, well, maybe it's not a big deal. Like
Right.
Yeah.
it's just chill. So what did the study say on it?
So this guy was saying it was kind of an informal study he did among patients of his that have kids and kind of looking at the results. And he said kids will repeat what you say. He just cautioned that if you curse in front of a child, which she says will happen, always explain right away that you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that they start to realize that's not something you should use every other word, like
Right.
you said, Lisa. But he said, obviously, the main rule and the big difference is you can never swear at a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you better
Yes.
blanking do this.
Oh,
rather
yeah.
than something happens to you and you're just reacting. So he was
Right.
talking about the big difference between it is 100% never okay swearing at a child.
Yeah.
But if you just swear accidentally in front of them, don't be too hard on yourself, parents. Don't do it all the time.
Right,
But
right.
if you do, he just said, tell the kid right away, that you shouldn't have done that.
I think
and
that's
kind of
really
explain.
important.
What do you think?
I think that's super important, and I agree with you because you're not like, if you're just saying something like you cut your finger,
Yeah.
and you swear real quick, then it's kind of like But
Yeah.
when you're putting like negative intention into a kid, that's not cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we've even taught our kids that saying stupid or calling someone stupid is a bad word. We
Yeah.
don't want to hear it in our household. And sometimes if it does slip out of my mouth about something, my sons will be like, "Aw, mommy." So I have to. They're my little swearing police, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And my oldest came home and he was like, "We need to do a jar, mommy, like a swear jar that if
Try to get tips.
bad words come out, you have to put like $1
$1,
in it."
Mom.
I'm like, "Yeah, and who's going to get that money?"
It goes towards the Whole Foods pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, so I guess we kind of agree with him then. It's okay every now and then for a slip, but
Yeah.
never intentionally at the child.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah,
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, Lisa, something that you brought in today, but I'm kind of curious about, it's the negative effects maybe of perfume.
Yeah, believe it or
yeah.
not, headaches and birth defects recently are not caused necessarily by what we would think that they would be. They're actually showing studies now that cancer and birth defects are being caused by possibly perfumes
Wow.
and fragrances in the air. And so there's a big discussion about this. Let me ask you guys, first of all, do you ever have a scent that comes over you that kind of triggers a headache or makes you not feel well? Have you ever had that happen?
I've never not felt well or had a headache, but there's certainly scents I've not enjoyed.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
We actually tell our staff in the chiropractic clinic
Yeah.
not to wear perfume.
Right.
Because a lot of patients do come in with headaches or migraines.
Yes.
And that kind of instigates it. And you have
Okay.
to think, how like in the last couple years, essential oils have become huge. Like people use oils for everything. So essentially you're putting a lot of these perfumes on your stuff, like your body, your neck, whatever. And if they're absorbing those chemicals, after time, I could see that being like having a negative influence.
It really is. And what they're saying too, not only is it causing headaches, migraines, respiratory issues, across the board. But they're also saying that it's contributing to our air pollution too. That
Something you didn't think
more
about.
so than cars. And that was what was shocking for me. Scientists recently
Wait,
concluded. I know.
Perfume harms
That-
the environment more than cars.
Listen to this. Scientists recently concluded that everyday chemicals, including cleaning products.
Oh,
So we're not
okay.
just talking perfume,
okay.
but we're talking the fragrances that are in all of the products around us are now contributing to air pollution more than cars. And they
Maybe
said
like
that
Febreze or something. Is that-
anything.
okay, just anything.
Think about it. When we wake up in the mornings and we take a shower, our shampoos have perfume fragrance. Our soaps, we get out of the shower, we have our deodorants, our everything. Everything. Perfumes, hairsprays.
Yeah.
We go to work, they have air fresheners in places, they have them in your car. They said that all of these fragrances are contributing to air pollution more so than the cars, which
I
was
wonder if it's
surprising
making
to
them
me.
also, like the production of all this stuff.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder how in depth that really gets.
Right, true.
Because, little hairspray, I know you ladies get a little wild over there.
I do love the hairspray. Well, I just hope this means that we don't wear perfume anymore because perfume's like $60 to $80 for a
It is
little perfume.
crazy.
It really
You know
is
I love a good
ridiculous.
budget, and that's
Yeah.
beyond the budget for me. And now I can say I'm foregoing the perfume expense
That's
for the
right.
environment.
You're doing it for the environment. You're
Well,
going green.
they're even considering banning fragrances too. There is talk about having it banned.
Here in the U.S.?
Yes. And so that's how serious this has become. So I just know, like what you said, David, when I used to be in sales, in pharmaceutical sales, I would call on pulmonologists, and they treat asthma and whatnot. And they had a big sign that said, "Do not wear perfumes," and they specifically told the reps when
Right.
we came in, no perfumes ever, and they would not let you back to see the doctor and talk to him if you
They'd
had
be like,
perfume on.
"Excuse me, ma'am, you smell way too good to come back here." Sorry, you're gonna. No, I get it, but it is just kind of one of those things that's very you don't really think about all the time.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's move on to something that we don't know how many people are thinking about this. Something revealed about Khloe Kardashian's birth plan, right?
Yeah.
And Kim did this as well, and she made some headlines.
Yeah, so after Kim Kardashian had her baby, she ate her placenta, and that has become huge.
Wait.
Yep, I'm gonna say it
Wait.
again. She ate the baby's placenta, which is basically the film used to, protect the baby
Yep.
from the immune system of the mother and to help them. And yeah, so a lot of people are taking this now. It's become pretty big.
Why?
They'll take. There's supposedly health benefits like postpartum depression is one of those theories.
Yeah.
Helping with basically pain even after birth pain.
Really?
So like a lot of women will have like vaginal bleeding
Yeah.
and things like that. And they're saying though Northwestern did a big study on it, and they said there isn't really enough conclusive evidence to show that it gives you benefits.
Yeah.
So it could be the placebo effect at this point.
Yeah.
But, you really start to look, 40% of women out of a study out of 189 women said that they felt better, their moods were better, their pain was better. So it's kind of like, okay, how do you eat or how do you ingest this placenta? So there's different ways. One of my favorites was a dad talking about cooking it up on the grill for his wife.
Oh,
which, yeah, I know. I know, it is what it is.
Grilled
But-
placenta, seriously, David.
Well, listen, but one of the most popular ways is through capsules.
That's what I've always heard, people doing the pills.
A lot of midwives will get that ready.
Yeah.
When I say a lot, I don't know how,
Right.
how many, but they haven't really shown what I think it's become a bit of a fad. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real with
yeah.
you. The Kardashians are talking about it, so it's kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's hip, it's hot, they're eating placenta and whatnot. So the Center of Disease actually said though that there are risks, including one mother got Streptococcus B and passed it to her child through eating the capsules, taking the capsules
Okay.
of placenta. So there have been risks affiliated. Most doctors say, listen, if you want us to save it, if you want us to save your placenta and eat it later, it's up to the mother.
Yeah, I think leave it up to the mother. I'd like to see some more research on it before I'd consider it, but
So you wouldn't do
I'm
it?
not weirded out by it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, a lot of mammals eat the placenta of,
Right.
But a lot of scientists were taught, when I say a lot, the scientists in the article were saying that there's so many theories on why they do that.
Okay.
And a lot of times they're thinking it's going to help with basically build the immune system of the mother and bring the nutrients after giving birth.
Okay.
Did you
That's
eat the
interesting.
placenta?
Oh gosh, no. No, never even had a craving for it at all,
I'm
actually.
so hungry for placenta right now. No.
Grilled. But no, I'd not done that. I had heard, though, there is some religious belief
Yeah.
around that, possibly.
I've heard that too.
About eating it, possibly burying it or something. I don't know, in your
It
yard.
came
I
from
don't know.
ancient Chinese tradition,
Yeah.
is what the article said.
Okay.
And some cultures do bury the placenta to actually show like it's an attribute to
Yeah.
getting them through it. So I mean, there's a lot of different aspects to do things, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like there's just not a lot of research showing the benefits.
Well, you had mentioned animals, and I know my dog growing up, she would have puppies at our house when I was growing up, and and she would eat the placenta. I watched the birthing of these puppies, and she did. She ate all of the, everything. And I think too that the mothers don't want to leave their puppies or their offspring at that point. They can't leave for a few days to a week to go get something to eat or drink. So it might be something to do with that too, to get as much nutrients
Yeah.
too as
Makes
possible.
sense.
And plus they're cleaning freaks. They want to clean those puppies up and
All right.
keep them all nice and healthy.
I wanna
I
know
mean,
what
I would
people
ask
think.
my doctor about it. I'm not going to do anything that the Kardashians do. Just because, I don't think we can take health advice from them. But I don't know. It seems like something talking to your doctor that there,
Yeah.
could be some real benefits if your doctor says you could benefit, not the Kardashians.
I think we can get some good Facebook comments on this.
Yeah.
Some very
Yeah,
interesting ones.
we'll have to get a doctor on this.
I think I'm just going to stick with vitamins.
Well, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we're sitting down with High on Art and Coffee. You're watching Midday Kentucky.